Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Everything Moto Racing podcast. This is episode 95. Cameron, I'm going to need some 95s from you, please, given that we haven't got anybody else.
No, it's just me. I have no one to hide behind.
Oh, no.
Oh, God. I do this every week. I did think...
There is a few.
I did have one. And I know that there's some pretty prevalent ones as well, I'm sure. And
yeah,
they are gone because, I don't know, it's only me and I'm here and I'm on the spot. So
that's all right.
Take it away, Declan.
Right. So you've got 95 could be used by David Almanza this weekend as a wild card in Moto 3. No, it can't because Colin Via uses 95. That's why he couldn't use 95. So Colin Via in Moto 3 is 95.
Right. Okay.
There's a number of others. Marco Morelli, who you won't know. There was a big one. JD Beach as well, 95. Scott DeRuze used 95. Jules Danilo back in Moto 3 days, back in the day. And the big one, I'd say, is Roger Hayden.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that one. Also, Dolly Parton.
Yes, of course.
95.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll give you that one.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. But yes, hello everybody. We are back. Sorry we're late. None of our schedules are lined up this week because, that's just life of being an adult apparently. So
I'm not an adult.
No, pretend not to be. I feel like more of an adult now that I'm closer to 30 than I am 20.
Well, happy birthday for last week.
Last Saturday, I think it was. Yeah, Saturday, yeah. So now I'm an old man. Thank you, Cameron.
Yep.
Yeah, welcome to the club. I don't like it. Get me out of here.
It sucks.
It does. I don't like it at one bit. But yeah, so I can't remember what I was going to say. We have a load of notes that we're going to talk about this weekend anyway. It's quite late at night as well. So it's great.
Every time.
But I think we may as well just start and kickstart the podcast off with the news that came out this morning that Marc Marquez will not ride at Jerez, meaning that's the third Grand Prix in a row he's missed.
Of four?
Of the four that we've had this season, which is big in itself because it just shows how actually massive this injury was, given that it's only like the bone that connects your thumb to your wrist.
Yeah.
You think, it's a small one, just plate it up and go, but clearly it's hampering him more than we thought it would.
Yeah, it feels like it's being underplayed a bit though as well. Like it's just all you get is Marquez is sitting it out, which almost makes me think there's more than just, because I feel like if it was to do with just purely the issue with his hand, you would have got, after an assessment or after a test or something, Marquez has been declared unfit again or hasn't been cleared. Whereas it's just literally all you got was, he's not at this one. Sorry, Lecuona's back, which is amazing. But we're not getting, I feel we're not getting the whole story anyway, which,
no,
I don't know.
Like, as you listeners know, we like a little conspiracy theory now and then.
Do we ever?
Yeah, and it is just a bit weird. Like I said, I think Nikki Kovics on Twitter and Tammy Gorali did an interview on their podcast recently, the last few days actually, with a renowned doctor about this type of injury in Marc Marquez, and basically went into detail stating that it's a lot more serious and savage than you would have thought it was, given that it is just a small and abbreviated commas injury. So it's interesting to see, because for now, especially with Kazakhstan being off the calendar and India probably going to get canned as well, it's already seems like Marquez's title hopes are over. Yeah, already.
Yeah, you got to think when there's 37 points a weekend up for grabs now. That's a lot of points.
Yeah,
he's missed. And the competition, as we know, is very strong.
And he's on the Honda, which is, apart from Alex and Dakota, which will be, I hope it's not a one-off, but think it will be a one-off.
Yeah, it's Kota things, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's tricky, but there's a lot of talk at the moment in the media. Of course, take all this with a pinch of salt, but it's been rumbling on for quite a while that Marquez is looking to get out of his contract for next year.
And
maybe run his own team. You know, there are 2 grid slots available on the grid. Run his own team with Ducati machinery, maybe. Because unfortunately, although Marquez is obviously one of the greatest riders on that grid, and probably one of the greatest riders since Valentino Rossi, of course. Well, that's not even probably. He definitely is the greatest rider that we've seen since Valentino Rossi.
Yeah.
No factory team will take him, I don't think, anymore because of his age. I think that will hamper him a lot. I think he's too much of a risk these days with his injuries and things like that, whereas he's got the funds, he's got the capital to them. You know, he's sponsored by Red Bull, he's got Alpine Stars backing him, he's got Allianz, he's got lots of big sponsors, Oakley, that will come in and could fund him a ride. And there's lots of talk, again, pinch of salt, there's a lot of talk in the media of Marquez potentially getting out of his contract for next year with Honda and making his own team. Marquez himself has come out and gone, no, I'm definitely going to ride for Honda next year, as they always do.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting to see what could happen, because if Marquez does leave Honda, then Pedro Acosta's in a very lovely place to take over.
He's just going to walk in, isn't he?
Yeah.
It's a tricky one, isn't it? Where did you... I don't know if you've got sources or whatever, but where did you hear specifically about Ducatis then?
I didn't hear anything specifically about Ducatis. That's kind of me just going,
right, okay.
Ducati is the best bike on the grid. Like, I could only see, if Marquez was going to pick any manufacturer to ride, it would be an Aprilia or it would be a Ducati, I would think. I can't see him go to Yamaha.
No.
And if Marquez was going to approach Ducati and go, we want some of your bikes, I can't see them saying no if he's going to bring the money to pay for them either.
Yeah.
Even if it's like a 2023 bike, you know, if Marquez, it's not Marquez, of course he can afford it. You know, it's on 25 million quid a year from Honda, you know. But yeah, again, Marquez will do everything he can. Marquez is a born winner. That's all he knows. That's all he wants to do. And he himself has said that if Honda can't give him what he needs, he will look elsewhere.
Well, that's it. Money talks at the end of the day. He can buy his way out of anything, I'm sure.
Yeah, he can.
And yeah, it would be interesting. I think, you know, it kind of almost plays into these VR46 to Yamaha talks as well. Because, of course, the last thing I think really that we want is 10 Ducatis on the grid.
No.
Next year. I mean, that would probably be taking the piss. I don't even know if that's legal.
Overkill
really.
At that point. Yeah, that's
exactly.
just a Ducati Cup at that point, isn't it?
It is, yeah. That's half the grid.
Yeah.
So I think, who knows? Who knows? It could be, it's one of those things like what is talked about at the start of each season is always so wildly different to what the final picture comes out, you know, at the end of the season. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. I think, to be honest, he'll just ride that Repsol Honda until he is, well, probably to the end of next year, I imagine.
Yeah.
Or
I think so too.
Until he is so injured that he has to retire, whichever comes first.
Yeah.
That's what I think is going to happen.
Absolutely. I can't think. I don't see him bailing on Honda, but in the same way, he is getting older. Next year he'll be 31. Yeah. Next year for him, thankfully, will be his last year of his contract. And as a 32-year-old, or as a 31, technically, he'll be a 31-year-old free agent with messed up hand now, diplopia that can come back anytime he wants. Obviously, a messed up arm. Are you going to take him? I don't know. Like, Yamaha took Valentino Rossi back when he was like 33, 34, 30, I think it was 36. And Rossi was able to do great things, of course. But that was because Rossi had already embedded himself in Yamaha as their guy since 2004. Marquez can't just walk into KTM and go, I want to ride for you now. Or Ducati go, I want to ride for you now. Definitely can't walk into Yamaha, as we know. Can't walk into Aprilia, I don't think. Like, his options are very limited on that. The only thing I could see is KTM, because Brad Binder's a bit about it at the moment, and is getting increasingly frustrated. Red Bull have mentioned in the past that they would like Marquez on their bike, on their KTM, because Marc Marquez has been a Red Bull athlete since his 125 debut back in 2008. That's a 15-year relationship with the brand, and to have your main man, like if you look at motorcycling, Marc Marquez is probably number one on their list of every motorcyclist sponsored by Red Bull. Yeah. He's probably at the top of the list. It doesn't matter what type of bikes you ride and things like that. Marquez is probably number one. So if they can get their star man on their bike, the Red Bull sponsored bike, and Brad Binder moves away, there's a very slim chance maybe that Red Bull could step in and go, yeah, we want Marc Marquez and we'll pay you X amount to hire him. That's the only place I could see Marquez going. But would Marquez want to KTM? He gets to work with Danny Pedrosa again, who in the media today has come out and said that... Sorry, I didn't cut you off there. I'll let you speak in a second.
No. I'm just agreeing with what you're saying. Go on.
Yeah. Danny has gone out in the media this week. It was in the Italian news, and now it's Crash.net have picked up on it and posted it in English, that when Marquez came in, it was all very selfish and all very focused around Marquez, and nobody ever listened to Danny Pedrosa when he was with the Honda. And so if Marquez went to KTM...
I don't know. That's a juicy one. I've always wondered if Pedrosa kind of secretly resents Marquez for probably scuppering his chances at a title.
Definitely. I think 2012 was Pedrosa 2012, 330 points. That most years, take 20 years out, all but one of those years, you'd have been champion with that many points to your name. But he was second.
And then Marquez comes along the following year. And
fuck shit up.
Yeah. I don't...
Yeah.
He's tricky, but then, I don't know, like, they're both 10 years older now, 10 years wiser. You know, Danny has his spot as the test rider. He probably, you know, would have valuable insight and would be able to say, I know exactly how this guy rides, and this is the way the bike needs to be to deal with the torture that he puts these bikes through. It would be an interesting one. It could very well work, but like you say, he's gonna be 32 pretty much, which is old these days for a factory rider. So
yeah,
I don't know. But then it's Marc Marquez, like you say. It's a global brand, isn't it?
Yeah, it's tricky. It's a weird one. Yeah. I don't want to talk too much about Marquez because I think it seems like we do every podcast. But it's nice to see that although Marquez is out, Honda have opted to hire Lecuona.
I love that. I love that so much.
I really like that. Like, it is because Bradl is doing a wild card at Jerez, but it's nice to see that they've gone to a young rider and not just gone to Nakashima, who they could have drafted in because he's their test rider. They've actually gone for a young gun and given him a shot back in MotoGP because, as we all know, Lecuona was unfairly ousted from MotoGP by KTM, and Honda picked him up and he's done some really good things in World Superbikes. Like, that top three is incredibly hard to break into, and it's pretty much a battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th in World Superbikes, and Lecuona is definitely one of the top guys in that kind of zone.
Absolutely.
And yeah, the fact that Honda are actually looking for a youngster, like 23, I think, 22, 23. He's so young still.
Yeah.
And he's got so much time in his hands. And if he can, like, it's a tricky one because he's not ridden that Honda before. He's obviously been riding the CBR 1000 RR/R in Superbikes. And so he doesn't really know the RCV. And it can go one or two ways. He can either go out and really impress, but then still maybe only get like P8, P9, which would be an amazing result for him.
Nuts. Yeah, absolutely.
But he may never see the light of day in GP again, like with Johnny Rea when he went out and played Stone and got P8 and P7.
Yeah.
And then that was it. Or he'll go out and finish way at the back and Honda will go, well, you tried. Better luck next time.
Yeah. I think it's probably, unfortunately, going to be the latter. Because, I mean, Joan Mir, who's riding this Repsol Honda, he's a very fast rider, knows how to ride a GP bike, is still in the game, and he can't do anything on that Repsol Honda. So I can't see Lecuona coming in. However, he's got a very extreme riding style. He's not afraid to wrestle the bike around. He's got nothing to lose, really. Who knows? He might do bits. I doubt it, considering the grid and the fact that we're back in Europe and everything.
He's had 2 years out.
Yeah, I mean, God, it's such a shame though, because he was so impressive on that Tech 3 KTM. He got like a couple of top 10s, didn't he? He got
nearly, I think his best result was a 5th or a 6th, but it wasn't just a one-off, it was a consistent. And he was also one of the guys who put all on the line in Austria and stayed out on slicks.
Yep. And when you consider what Remy and Raul did the following year on the same bike, I mean, definitely
he
was
way
unfairly
outperformed Remy and Raul.
Massively. He deserved the ride and he deserves the wild card for sure. It'd just be nice to see him back, to be honest.
And it might be a stepping stone for him to maybe get back into the GP paddock if he starts to ride that Honda, the RCV, as a test rider a little bit more. And this is maybe his chance to prove himself to Honda that, he's still got it in MotoGP. And if a seat does open up for whatever reason, maybe there's conspiracy time. Maybe there's something we don't know about Marc Marquez and they're trying to line in Lecuona for the rest of the season.
Do you know what? Could absolutely happen. Like I was saying earlier, we don't know what's going on with Marquez. They might be lining up Lecuona. Because, I mean, Lecuona's not got a chance of the Superbikes title. So
no, he hasn't.
No
one has a chance of that apart from Bautista at this point.
But we'll get to it. It's I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. It'll just be nice to see him back. It'll be good to see if he does a couple of more rounds as well. And it would really be is Mir racing this weekend? Is he injured?
Yeah,
he's racing.
Riding, I believe.
It'd be very interesting to see if he outperforms Mir, because you can't exactly say Mir's impressing right now.
No, he's not, unfortunately.
I don't know.
Yeah, but Mir's riding.
He is riding. Okay. I don't know. But then also they could be looking at Rins for factory seat, taking over from Marquez. They might stick Lecuona on the LCR or something. Who knows?
Yeah.
It's foot in the door. And I'm sure he'll impress some people, but it's probably one of those things where from the outside in, if he finishes 15th, everyone will be like, oh, that's underwhelming. But actually, hell of a job.
Actually, it's a very good job. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think comparing him to Mir is my benchmark, which is probably a bit unfair, to be honest. But considering Mir's form at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, your teammate's your first guy to beat. Him and Nakagami, I think if he beats one of those two, then
solid.
Super job.
Yep.
Yeah. Speaking of riders coming back, Enea Bastianini, pending a medical tomorrow, he will go to the circuit at least and attempt to ride, provided he passes his medical test. I hope to see Enea back. He's a title contender from day one, really.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's been robbed of 3 chances now to score and put points on the board, well, technically 6 if you count the sprint races, is obviously terrible for him.
I mean, thankfully his teammates binned it twice in the big races, so that probably helps his morale a little bit. Pecco isn't suddenly 100 points clear, so that's good. I don't know. I'd like to say it's kind of, how well, when last time Oliveira went out to Kota for the Thursday and it was like, pending a medical check, but you're kind of like, they probably wouldn't have flown him out all that way if there was a good chance that he wasn't going to pass his medical. Probably different with Jerez because, it's just down the road really, isn't it, for these guys?
And I mean, Enea was riding at Mazzano this week as well on the V4S.
Okay.
He's done a lot of laps in, feels pretty good. Because he did try it last week before Kota.
Yeah.
and could literally manage 10 laps, and that was it.
Okay.
But then he's tried it again this time, and he feels comfortable enough and good enough to actually hop on the bike and give the Desmo a go, which is really good.
Yep.
Yeah,
I would like to see it. He'll do bits. Yeah. I think, depending on how consistent the likes of Bez and that are, I think he might struggle to get the title now. That's how tight it is. But we'll see. It'll still be good to have another
17 rounds to go. Yeah, so.
That's it. It'd just be good to have another really fast rider on there who's always going to be up in those top 5 positions.
Yeah,
making it interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And then you mentioned about Pecco crashing as well. Is he going to have sorted it out this weekend, or are we going to look for another disaster?
Depends if he's under pressure.
That's it. Honestly, give that man a pressure pill and he's screwed.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Although last time we were here, he had Fabio, who is, last year was pretty damn quick. He had Fabio breathing down his neck for a few laps, and he didn't crack then. And Fabio was gaining.
It's a weird one though, like with Pecco. Like it seems like, I don't know. It's almost as if he just gets too comfortable with it, And that's the weird part about it. I think he needs to be riding like with the anxiety, I think, of a rider behind him.
Yeah.
But then not too much, because then he will crack, but enough that makes him not be too chill as well. I think if Pecco can get out in front and put 2 seconds on them in the early laps, he won't crash and he'll be fine. He'll win the race. But put a rider like Bezzecchi behind him, or Lecuona, any of the podium contenders or whatever behind him, and I think he will really struggle to mentally hold his bottle.
Yeah, I agree, and it's nuts that we're talking about a world champion and saying this.
Yeah,
to be honest, because it's just not something you should really think of. Like if you think of people like Rossi and Lorenzo and and Marquez, they almost thrived under the pressure. They didn't crash. It made them go faster and just make the people behind them make a mistake, not the other way around. It's an interesting one. It's very fickle. Yeah, I don't know. It depends who's behind them and how far. I don't know. You'll see with my predictions, but I think he'll not escape at the front.
Oh, okay. Very intriguing. Okay. Then we had another actual bombshell come today with the Kazakhstan Grand Prix being cancelled, which honestly is not a surprise, because at this point, why are you putting races on the calendar, like India as well? Why are you putting in the Circuit of Wales a few years ago, Finland track? Why are you putting these races on the track when they've not even been homologated yet?
Is that the reason? Because I only
it's not been homologated. The track's not even been homologated yet.
Homologated?
Yeah, I can't say the word homologated.
Homologated.
Homologated. There you go.
No, I like homologated better, actually. That's fine.
It's nice,
Let's go with that. No, it's weird. Yeah, because you're right. Well, Kimi Ring, not done. Circuit of Wales, has it even started? I don't know.
Oh, no, I got binned off years ago.
Yeah, well, yeah, why? So Kazakhstan, it's not been homologated. What about the India one? Has it not been homologated yet either? Is it finished?
I don't even think it's been built.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's finished yet.
I don't know, because F1 are going there as well, right? Aren't they? Or is it a different track?
There's a potential to it, but they're going Miami F1, and that's not... No, they're going to Vegas. It's not been built yet. But, yeah.
A lot more money there, though, you have to think.
Yes, there is. F1 Indian Grand Prix. There you go. Last held 2013.
Oh, okay. That wasn't yesterday.
And that was at the Buddha International Circuit.
Right, and that is the one we're supposed to be going to, isn't it?
No, we're going to a brand new one, I believe.
Oh God, shows how much I know.
Which is... Yeah, let's have a look. It's not... Yeah, they built literally... Where is it? Come on. Yeah, Oh, no, it is the same one. The Buddha International Circuit, sorry. Yes, it's the same one that F1 raced at. But I believe it's pending homologation as well. It could still pass it, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. It just doesn't bode well with Kazakhstan.
No, here we go. So I've got 2 articles here, one from GP1 and one from the race. I am using an ad blocker on the race. That's fine. Naughty boy. Yeah, so it's under threat because it's got repairs that are required and held up to a host of legal and technical complications.
Bloody hell. Right, okay.
And it'd cost about 3 to 4 million quid to get it to MotoGP standards. So
that's feeling unlikely considering it's maybe 3 months away?
Yeah, 4 months and 4.5 months.
4.5 months. £1 million a month. That's I don't know. I can't put that aside each month, but
no, I can nearly. No.
Or crowdsource.
Yeah, something like that.
Nah. Okay, well, let's be optimistic. Let's give it the benefit of the doubt. Let's think that the planners maybe knew what they were doing when they put it on the official calendar, shall we?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah. Go on. Very good.
It's just strange, isn't it?
It is.
It is very strange. There is an interesting thing I wanted to talk about before we talk about World Superbikes, though. Is this weekend, David Almanza will wildcard in Moto3. Fair enough. He'll wildcard for his Fun Network squad that he races for in the Junior GP.
Lovely.
And they have a sponsor called Koi. This sponsor is the first ever esports team to sponsor a Grand Prix riding team.
Right.
And this is freaking massive. And I don't think people, like, unfortunately, if you're inside of England or whatever, you're not going to really know about any of this stuff.
I don't, and I'm not in England. This
is huge because there is a Spanish guy, like he's like an influencer, he's basically an internet celebrity called Ibai or Ibai Llanos. He's a Twitch streamer, things like that. He's got 9.3 million Instagram followers.
Is that all? Okay.
10 million subscribers on YouTube and is kind of a big deal in that regard. And he's co-founder and co-owner of this esports team, along with Barcelona legend Gerard Piqué.
Oh, I know that name, and I'm not a football fan, so therefore, that's a big thing. That's a big old name. That's good. Okay, so carry on.
I see this being pretty darn good. Obviously, it's in Jerez, so they're going to have a lot of Spanish influencers there anyway.
Yeah.
Like Gref G and things like that. But I can see this, if he can pull off a good result and all that, these are the types of things that MotoGP needs to grow. Like last year, when Gref G was there and they did their first ever live stream on Twitch of MotoGP for free, and you could watch it there. And I think something like having this as a sponsor of the team and having Ibai Llanos there and Gerard Piqué posting things on their social media and helping to grow the name of MotoGP to a lot, because a lot of people that follow Gerard Piqué only follow him because he's a footballer or because he was married to Shakira or things like that, you know, and
yeah,
they're not going to know about MotoGP, and the same with Ibai Llanos. And so I think this could be really good for MotoGP this weekend, especially with Almanza on there, who, as we know, can fight for a podium at a track he's never been on before. And now we go to Jerez that he knows pretty well. I'm going to check. I have a feeling he may have done quite well last year. I'm just going to triple check it off the top of my head because before I say what I think I am going to say.
Is it a KTM he's on?
Yes, he'll be on a KTM.
Yeah.
And he won at Valencia. He didn't win at Jerez, but he did win at Valencia. He did get a podium at Jerez in the FIM Junior GP last year, though.
Nice.
So it's safe to say he knows the track pretty well enough to fight for victories and potentially do really well this weekend. And having a sponsor like that behind him and behind the team, I think could be massive this weekend. But with everything, it depends on
the execution.
Yes. And I think, though, I will say this. This Fine Network team, which is a junior GP team, is the best well-run team on social media I have ever seen.
Oh, yeah?
Like, they are so good. It's a Fine Work Mere Racing team.
Right.
Whoever owns this team has a lot of money. I'm just going to say that.
Okay.
Like, Jesus Christ, they have... Their social media is crazy with the edits they do and the graphics they have on there. Like, what's his name? Alonso Lopez is on the payroll as well as one of the rider coaches for them as well.
Oh, sick.
And the team's video production, it's just a really, really well-run team on social media. And so I think if no other team would be able to do and pull it off having the sponsorship and pulling it off in the right way. But I think this team... alone can do more for MotoGP than Dorna have in the last year, genuinely, which is crazy to say.
Can't argue with that.
But yeah, and this team, it's not a bad team either. It's not been around too long, but they are winning kind of like League of Legends and things like that. I don't really know the whole esports kind of thing, but they're a pretty good team from what I've seen. Obviously, they've got a lot of money behind them as well. So it'd be really good to have that. And I'm assuming that would mean that Gerard Piqué and Iban Llanos will be in the paddock as well, posting on social media.
Yep. It's what the sport needs to get this new demographic and this sort of new...
young demographic.
Yeah, that's it. It's just... people these days, I sound like an old man, and I am, but the new generation, the younger generation, it is not... they don't rely on the adverts in the TV mag and, the BT Sports schedule and the highlights on ITV4. It's reels, it's social media, it's a
vertical, like scrolling.
Yeah,
content.
Exactly. That's exactly it. It needs to be put right in their fucking face and be like no more than 15 seconds of pure drama and really just condensing exactly what the sport is and like just funneling it into this, into what content is these days. And Dorna clearly have no idea. So teams need more autonomy to be able to do this and not share stuff and get like taken down because of copyright and all that. But anyway, that's a separate rant. But yeah, like teams need to be able to just do this and execute and try and use this new wave of celebrity that we're getting, like with this this chap that you just mentioned, and I've forgotten his name already. Yeah,
Ibai Llanos. Yeah,
yes,
obviously Gerard Piqué.
Yeah, and Gerard Piqué. Yeah, of course. Yeah, yeah, that's what we need. I think it's a good thing. Great idea. Hopefully, will be executed well and be even better if Almanza gets a high profile position in the race as well.
He has a podium, that would be nuts.
It would be nuts.
Yeah. Like you're saying, thing is, like MotoGP are doing better. Like their TikTok and things like that is doing really good. It's always, I always see their TikTok on my feed. I've just typed in TikTok on TikTok.
Boomer.
Yeah, so their TikToks are doing pretty well. Like Jack Miller, absolutely firing a t-shirt out. This thing got 65 million views on TikTok.
Wow.
Alonso smashing his screen got 22 million. They are doing better with the whole TikTok content. But you go to like Moto America, for example, and they are killing it on social media. Really, really good. Like the amount of Moto America content I see everywhere.
And the
compared
baggers.
to MotoGP. Yeah, you see like the baggers.
I see the baggers everywhere, and I'm like, this is very exciting. I'm enjoying this.
The baggers are nuts.
I love it. I really do.
Like obviously, we obviously had Carl Wyman on the podcast a little while ago as the baggers champion in 2021. The bikes have gotten even better than that now. Like they are lapping. I think it was. I'm gonna just triple check this before I say this figure, but it'll blow your head off because I was like,
oh my god,
I did not realize that they were this fast. Like obviously we know the baggers are pretty quick.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
and they're like maybe 3 or 4 seconds off the lap records at this point. 3 or 4 seconds off the superbike lap records, may I add.
So, I mean, they're as quick as superbikes were 20 years ago then.
Yeah. Which is crazy.
Wild. That is crazy.
Like, and these are freaking bikes with freaking bags.
Literally a bagger. Yeah. I love it though.
It's nuts.
But you're right, it's the short form content that has probably made me excited about the baggers. Do you know what I mean? Because they condense this little, 10, 15 second clip, and you're like, and it's the most exciting part of the race, and you think, God, that's thrilling. That's very exciting. And now I love baggers. And that's exactly it. That's what we need. We just need more of it for MotoGP and Moto2 as well. Moto2 feels like a kind of it feels like a middle, it feels like a middle child, doesn't it? Moto3 is exciting just by its nature, and MotoGP is obviously just the premier class, so it just has that more sort of prestige and following. Moto2 just languishes a little bit, even though this year, for me anyway, it's the most exciting racing so far.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I agree.
But I'm getting off topic.
By far. That's all right. It's fine. Yeah. I mean, right, here we go. So this is what I mean, right? In 2021, the baggers were doing 144 miles an hour.
Okay.
In 2022, early 2022, they were doing 160.
Jeez.
In late 2022, they were doing 177. Right. And now they can do 185 miles an hour.
Bloody hell. And I mean, it gets harder. The faster you get, the harder it gets. But that's 10% a year we're getting.
Yeah.
I mean, at least they got big wind protection though, which must be quite nice. That's why Jeremy McWilliams is able to just stick with it, because, he's getting on, but he's got that 50s, big screen. Something like that. He's quick though.
56, I think he is, yeah. But yeah, and he's doing the KTM stuff.
Yep.
But it's things like this, and MotoGP doesn't really have a niche, if that makes sense. I don't know, it's a weird one. I feel like we're always talking about what can we do to improve MotoGP, but I do think that, to stay on topic, I do think that having this team and having this coverage this weekend will do really well, and the livery's sick because it's bright purple. It's beautiful.
Nice.
You may have seen it last year when he rode and had the Lightning McQueen helmet.
No, I don't remember that. Oh my god!
Do you not? It's great. Oh, yeah, he ran a Lightning McQueen helmet because he was number 95. Yeah. Ka-chow. But yeah, another talking point for this weekend is Danny Pedrosa is going to wild card.
Yes.
And we'll do the first sprint race of his career.
Oh my God. Oh, poor Danny. He's not cut out for a sprint race, I don't think. He's too respectful and too clean. And oh dear. And I hope he finishes the race this time, because I was heartbroken at Austria a couple of years ago.
He did manage to get back on and restart.
Oh, did he?
But yeah, he did. I think he finished 13th or something like that.
Probably scared the shit out of him though. He's probably like, whoa, hold on a second. Yeah. What is what is this grid now? And it's only gotten more nuts. It'll be good. I mean, no matter how he finishes, he could be stone dead last and everyone will still just love it. Everybody liked that. Everybody loves Danny Pedrosa. And I don't know, he could do bits. I don't really know how fast he is these days, to be honest. I'm sure he's not
decently quick. At the Jerez test the other week, he was all right. He wasn't blasting any. No, wait, yeah, he was very quick. He was faster than Johan Mir's, or faster, or within 0.3 of Johan Mir's race record last year.
Well, I mean, could be good. Could be interesting. Yeah. I wonder if he's got kind of instructions not to ruffle any feathers, though, unless it's a red bike.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. There's not a gas.
Well, it's not a gas, sure.
Yeah. So, not a red white. I don't know. I just think he's there to just gather data, because Bradl's there as well. I think Jerez's kind of the testing ground for a lot of teams, and one of the best ways to collect data and gather data is via Grand Prix weekend.
Absolutely.
I think maybe in the sprint race, he'll be told, just send it. Just fucking send it, mate. But then in the main race, it'll be finish the race, gather as much data as you can, and so then they can compare it to Jack Miller and Brad Binder's data and see what Danny's doing differently and where Danny's gaining speed and things like that. And basically, I think in the race, it'll just be Position is irrelevant. Just go out there and get us some data in a race situation where he is having to push as hard as he can for the entirety of the race instead of doing laps around her ref at maybe 70%, 80% of his max. He's going for 100% in a race where the pressure's there as well, where the pressure is there to perform, where the adrenaline's are much higher, where you've got all of those additional factors, environmental factors kind of stuck in there. That's the data that they're after. That's like liquid gold to manufacturers like KTM, especially with a rider like Danny Pedrosa riding for them.
I'm excited. Can't wait to see it. Oh my God, is it Sunday yet? Let's go.
I'm going to miss all the races live though.
Oh my God, no. What?
I'm going to Alton Park. So
Alton
BSP.
Park. Oh, okay. Well, you're still going to have an adrenaline-filled weekend.
Yeah. So that'd be good. Yeah, but should be good.
Absolutely.
Looking forward to it. Yeah, I did read a thing actually the other day.
You did?
Speaking of like KTM kind of riders, about Paul Espargaro and his recovery.
Okay.
Alicia Espargaro has said that it will be 5 months at least that Paul's out.
Oh, God.
And Paul is desperate to ride a bike now, obviously. And like, I never realized the extent of his injuries. Like, I know he like dislocated his jaw and things like that. You know, like they had to remove all his teeth.
Jesus, really?
Yeah, they had to remove all of his teeth.
Oh my God.
To like realign his jaw.
He had some teeth as well.
Yeah, he did. Some proper gnashes on him. Like,
yeah. Oh man, that makes me feel sick. Remove.
Like, oh God, I feel sorry. It's so bad for him, to be honest. Like,
God, honestly. Yeah, it was a nasty crash as well, to be fair.
Oh, it's horrific.
I think Portimao has a bit to answer for there, but...
Yeah, it really does. It's every year it seems we have a horrific crash. I remember Jorge Martin a few years ago.
Yep. Yeah, he was out for half the season, near enough.
Yeah, it ended his career, that.
Yeah, it did. And yeah, I think he's probably still dealing with it a little bit psychologically as well.
Oh, yes, mentally, 100%.
Obviously, everyone went on fire in Moto2 last year. Was it last year?
Yeah, it was last year.
like, what a circuit. It's certainly made an impact on the calendar since it joined.
Yeah, it's definitely an enigma, that's for sure.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I do. I really feel bad for Paul. I saw a thing the other day saying as well that he was saying the doctors aren't as optimistic as the team are or something like that.
Oh, like, do you think we'll ever see him back? I hope we do.
I certainly hope so. I don't think we will see. I don't think we'll see him for long, if I'm really honest. I think if he comes back for the remainder of the season, he might come back too early. And if he does, then it would be probably the end of
game over
his career. Yeah.
He's kind of at the end anyway. No disrespect to Paul.
Yeah.
But he's kind of at the end of it anyway.
I'd say so. Yeah.
Maybe 2, 3, 4 years left anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I think he would have been great to develop, and probably still will be great to develop this gas and help, help that team. But I don't know. Yeah, he's how old is he now as well? Because regardless of how old you are, this injury would set you back. But he's probably getting on a wee bit now, and it's just going to make it worse. So.
31.
He's 31. That's quite an age to have such a crash where they got to remove all your teeth to sort your face out.
Yeah. So it's gonna be like August. So Speedweek basically originally posted it, but Ollie Barster at Bike Sports News has actually posted about it as well now and written about it.
Right.
So yeah, he had to have his jaw wired shut for a time after the accident, which is probably amazing for his wife, so he doesn't have to hear the whole yapping like. But yeah, and he's had since his teeth removed and replaced with implants to alleviate problems with his hearing.
Jesus, what happened to his skull?
Yeah, it must have got absolutely fucking destroyed, and because he's got obviously really severe back injuries as well.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently it's a very complicated injury.
It sounds,
just a one.
It sounds like the kind of crash where 5-10 years ago, before airbags technology in the suits and stuff, it would have definitely ended his career, probably paralyzed him, potentially killed him. I don't know.
Potentially, yeah.
It sounds like it's almost that situation where, I don't know, the safety gear has helped him avoid like a horrific, potentially fatal injury, but it's now he's got to live in a completely different way for the rest of his life now.
Yeah.
Which I know for a lot of people,
lung problems and things.
Yeah. Like a lot of people, not to be morbid, take it in another direction, but there are people that are like, I'd rather be dead than have to live, a life that isn't what I want it to be in my body, so to speak. And I don't know, brutal as that sounds, certainly could be.
It is savage. And because he's got a really bad back injury, he had lung injuries in the accident as well. And his life, I don't think, will ever be the same.
No.
But the fact that this guy has had that bad of a crash, lost his teeth and all that, and is itching to get back on a motorbike, just tells you how absolutely mental these guys are.
He's an Espargaro, that's for sure. Yeah. He's nuts.
How? I'd be like, I don't want to get anywhere near a motorbike ever again.
No, thank you.
Especially not with 2 kids.
I don't know. These guys aren't human. He's mental.
They're really are made of fucking something else.
Yeah. But I do hope he makes a full recovery and, of course, gets back on a bike pronto.
Yeah, me too. Speaking of riders, do we want to get back on a bike pronto? Michael van der Mark has broken his leg for the 3rd time.
This guy just...
in 2 years.
I was about to say the guy can't catch a break, but it seems to be all he can catch is a bloody broken leg. Take that one to the bank. Oh God. It was gnarly. It was a nasty.
I don't think I've ever seen a crash that bad, high side that bad. Yeah, especially with, obviously, we won't go into details of what happened when he landed, but oh my God. Yeah. So he missed Jerez last year, which was the opening round of the season.
Mm-hmm.
No, Aragon, sorry, not Jerez. I keep saying Spain, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's Jerez because MotoGP, but
the Spanish GP.
Spanish Grand Prix is Aragon, which needs to be back on the MotoGP calendar. Now we've lost 2 round. Can we please replace that with Aragon? Thank you, Donna. Missed Jerez because he had a broken leg. Then came back for Assen. Then missed Portimao because he broke his leg again, and then missed Mazzano, Donington, and Moss, sorry, because of another broken leg. Then comes back, does 5 rounds, and then comes back again this year and snaps his leg after 2 races.
Honestly, the guy just needs to play snooker or something.
Yeah, honestly,
stop it. He'd break his leg doing that as well, I'm sure, but.
Yeah. I know he's break a leg, mate. Not literally.
Don't take it literally.
Yeah, I do, jokes aside though, I really do feel for him. And I really do hope to see him back on track soon because...
Yeah. His leg's probably used to it now. Probably just this again. No worries.
Oh, shit.
Give me 6 weeks. I'm back on it. It's fine.
Yeah. I do like Mickey van der Mark though. He's great. Yeah, he's such a great character.
He's a good one. I hope he comes back soon. I'm sure he will. I'm sure he will. But it was an gnarly high side.
He'll be out for a long time now. I think he'll probably miss 6 rounds. And they're all talking about who will replace him. I have no idea because BMW don't have that many riders either that can replace him. So best bet would probably be Leon Haslam because he's got Superbike experience. He's riding for Rocket Team in BSB. But you've got Danny Buchan who could also replace him. You've got Ilka Machelke, I can't pronounce his surname, but he is a Monster Energy rider in the UWC.
Right.
And the Rocket, World Superbike riders have to use the Rocket Energy drink now, which is why Van der Mark and Redding got forced to drop Monster. And then the third person, or the fourth, I don't know, person that could be on that list is a certain Cameron Bobia, who won for the Tyler Cycle Racing team in his Moto America return at the weekend after battling with Jake Garnier.
I know, who comfortably won the season last year.
And the year before, he just
well-
absolutely annihilated it. I think he won, 17 races?
God,
and 16 of them were consecutively.
Do you think Gagne saw it coming? Because obviously, Gagne kind of took Beaubier's throne, so to speak, as the kind of undisputed champ and dominant force in the series. Do you think Gagne saw Beaubier coming back and thought, nah, I've taken it up a notch? Or do you think he dreaded, obviously, was it 5-time? Is it a 5-time champ?
5-time, yeah. Well, I think Gagne probably relished in the challenge because it was like he was playing with 70% AI. But Gagne didn't like the race that Beaubier won. Gagne was within 2/10 of him at the finishing line. And then in race 2, you've probably seen the clips on social media of Herrin, Schultz. It was a crazy race. Had 2 bikes set on fire. I was like, what the hell? I've never seen that before. Schultz, Herrin, Beaubier, and Gagne all scrapping for the victory, with Herrin nearly absolutely murking Gagne in an accident.
Yeah.
Well, not an accident, but his brakes. I think the pistons moved apart. He did actually explain it in the YouTube video.
Oh, jeez.
If you want to see, so you can check out Josh Herrin's YouTube video to find an explanation. But Gagne beat Beaubier fair and square. So I think Gagne has definitely stepped up a level since Cam Beaubier left.
Yeah.
And now has the confidence, I think, to go with it. He always had the talent. I've always kind of rated Gagne. I do think he's a really good rider. But I think now he's got the confidence to match that talent.
Yes.
And I definitely can see him taking it to Beaubier this year. And I'm very intrigued to see who's going to come out on top at the end of the year, because it's going to be a belter.
It is going to be juicy. Beaubier's on the BM though, isn't he? On the BMW?
Yeah, the brand new one, with the weird...
Yeah. But I don't know, it's quite bulbous, isn't it? But
the weird air intake. But this is where it's very interesting, because Gagne obviously was very good last year, and I watched a video actually on the Moto America TikTok, funny enough, of Gagne going through the Road Atlanta, the first few corners. It's like a left, right, left, right, left, right.
Yeah.
And oh my God, I watched Gagne doing it, and you could just see how good that Yamaha was, because it was so silky smooth. It was like poetry in motion watching him do that. But the Yamaha in the world in Moto America is getting absolutely murked on the straights by the Ducati and BMW, which the BMW is very fast, as we know. And it's getting absolutely destroyed on the straights. But Gagne is making up a difference again.
Yeah. And then from what I know of the Moto America tracks, I don't know them all. A lot of them are pretty technical, and probably would
very
suit
technical.
that.
VIR is a nuts. Virginia Raceway is mental for technical.
Oh my God, I know that one from playing Ride, because I'm lame as hell. I'm pretty sure I always skip it because I fucking hate it.
Yeah. Moto America race there.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's like the width of a public road.
Yeah, it's tiny.
In
it's
the
very
UK,
thin.
not American roads. But
not American roads.
No. Good Lord. Yeah, and there's but then of course you've got some. What's the one with 2 massive straights on it? The Road America? I can't remember. I'm sorry. I'm probably offending.
And you go up the hill down the straight.
Yeah, you go up the hill, and then you kind of do and then there's 2 right-handers, and then you basically come all the way back, and then into a left, down the crest.
Yeah, it's Road America. Yeah.
Yeah, obviously that's 2 big, powerful straights, but then after that, it's quite it's fairly technical. It's quite a nice flowing circuit actually, but
it is good.
Yeah,
it'd be interesting to see,
it would.
because I'm just very intrigued, by Moto America. I think, I don't know who's going to win that one, but we do know who's probably going to win World Superbikes this year: Alvaro Bautista.
Yes, well. It's kind of he did the triple again this weekend. He did it in the first round.
He's done nearly every round now. I think he crashed out the other week though.
Yeah, or was taken out. I can't remember, to be honest.
Probably,
but it's he's going to have this wrapped up with a good few rounds to spare, I think, to be honest.
Yeah, and it's. I'm gonna say it. I hate that I'm saying it. Yeah, Alvaro Bautista has won every race bar one, which Top Rack won because Bautista crashed.
There you go.
There've been 9 races. He's won 8 of them.
I mean,
That's insane. And it was only because he DNF'd.
Yeah, and that's it. And, we're going back to, points where, who was it that said, like, I think it was pretty much Johnny Ray, wasn't it? It was like, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to go slower? Like, I'm going to keep winning if I can.
Yeah, exactly.
And as boring as it gets for a spectator, like you said, actually, the more entertaining bit is sort of from 2nd to 5th-ish. But
like, did you see Dominic Agata's move on Bassani?
No. Oh,
he did a Valentino Rossi Marc Marquez 2015.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. Bassani got sent into the gravel. Like, he nearly tried to go across the gravel. He was like, he literally said, I don't have the talent of Valentino Rossi to try that.
Oh, no.
But yeah, literally, Domi went on him, and
oh my god,
I think, did he keep a place? Yeah, he did. He got 4th because he absolutely just sent it under Bassani in the last corner.
I love Domi.
He is doing so well.
Your mate Domi, what a legend.
He said he's still like adapting to the bike, doesn't really know how to ride it. Are you sure?
Well, I mean, if you ask me, if Toprak does go to GP, then surely Domi's in line for his
Domi's well in line for that seat. Yeah. Absolutely.
He's doing bits already. I love Domi. He's so good. He's fast.
He's just great, isn't he?
Nice guy.
Yeah.
And it's nice that it's not just another, Spanish rider or Italian rider.
Swiss rider they have no infrastructure for motorbike racing in Switzerland.
What right does he have to be at the sharp end of world superbikes? I don't know, but what a legend. I love it.
Yeah, he's doing so well. I'm really happy for him. But yes, shall we move on to our predictions?
I think so. Yeah, we've been here. We've been chatting shit for long enough.
Nearly an hour.
Let's get to the good stuff.
Oh, yeah. So I'm not going to read out the points again because I'm sure everyone's sick of it by now. But we do our predictions anyway for the races. I've got Lauren's ones here as well. So I'll give you this points tally getting into the race weekend.
Yep.
Which is that Cameron is leading with 48 points ahead of myself. We're in second with 44 and Lauren in third with 27.
Right.
So yes, you are leading for the first time in ages, I think. I think it's been me most of the time, and then
from I think from the start of last year when I don't know, I got Vietti off to a hot start. That pretty much put me in the lead at the start of the season, and then we went back to Europe. But anyway, I digress. That was last year. This is now. Let's go.
Yeah. Fuck it. I'm gonna absolutely send it here. Right, Moto3 pole position, please, Cameron.
Morera, please.
Oh, you've copied Lauren there with Morera. Nice.
Damn it.
I'm going to go with Sasaki just because.
Okay.
Why not?
Yep. Good.
Third place, Lauren went for Onshu.
Okay.
I don't know. To the point where I'm like, you know what? I'm going to just triple check. Because I want to say Onshu, but I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not. Just trying to think. Now I'm going to go Holgado.
Okay.
That is locked in. Who are you going for, Cameron?
I'm going optimistic again, but I'm thinking now we're back in Europe. I want Rueda on that podium, please.
Oh, yeah. Nice. I like that. Okay. And second place, please.
For me?
Actually, I'll go.
Okay.
I went Morera because I haven't gone first yet. Morera.
Yeah, no, I also have Morera, so there you go.
Nice. And Lauren's gone with Masia.
Okay.
Yeah. And first place, Lauren has gone with Holgado.
Right.
Who are you going to go for, Cameron?
I have Masia for first.
Okay.
For some reason.
Yeah. And you know I said I'm sending it?
Yeah.
I've got David Almanza to win the race.
Let's go. That would be juicy. That would be
unbelievable.
Yep. Wouldn't be mad. Would not be mad.
Neither would I. Stefano Nipa, his replacement hasn't been confirmed yet, I don't think.
Oh.
Let's have a look, because they have to replace him. I'll just check their Instagram quick.
Okay.
What the hell? NTA squad. It'll probably be the Japanese rider, I'm going to assume.
Right.
11 hours ago. They have not posted. I'm going to assume it'd be Andrea Migno.
Really?
Because that would make sense. Because, I don't know, they've got the Japanese rider who could, because he's the right age.
Yeah.
Look at analysis. Here we are, Jerez. Now they're just posting about the sponsors. Great, I don't care about Blauer. They haven't confirmed
right
who their replacement rider will be yet. I have a feeling it will be Andrea Migno, because Migno made a post that said, where is it?
Got me on tenterhooks here.
He said, a peace sign in front of the Colosseum to say that I'll play 2 more races with the CIP team, Jerez and Le Mans, are waiting for. So it won't be Migno.
Okay.
Because he is replacing Fellon.
Right.
Fellon. Who is rumoured to have split with the team after 1 round, which is very weird. According to Richard Hove. So take of that what you will. But yeah, I don't know who's going to replace Nipa. Is basically where I'm going with that.
It's going to be Gavin Emmett, I think.
Gavin Emmett, yeah, that'd be sick. That would be sick.
Can you imagine?
That'd be great.
I'd be up for it. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. Okay, right. Moto2 pole position, please.
Lopez.
Nice. Lopez. I'm going to go with Acosta because he's just Acosta.
It's hard to argue with. I just didn't want to go predictable again, but I guess it's predictions, isn't
predictable
it?
Gets points, isn't it? And Lauren went with Canet.
Okay, good shout.
Okay, right. And third place, please. I'll go with Lauren first. Lauren went for Jake Dixon in third place, which would be great. If he can finish that warm-up lap, then he's got a chance. Cameron, please, in third. Just try not to laugh.
Okay, so I've gone for Lopez in third.
Okay,
yep.
Nice. I've gone with Canet, who majorly disappointed me last round, and I'm genuinely, like I said, really disappointed in him. But
I'm sure he's disappointed too.
And the fact that he knows that I'm going to be disappointed in him, it probably makes him feel even worse as well. So
unreal.
Yeah, sorry about that, mate. Second place, I've gone with Tony Arbolino.
Okay.
Who are you going to go for, Cameron?
I guess I'm revealing my first place here as well. I'm going with the reverse order of last time, so I'm going to Costa second.
Okay, and Arbolino first.
Yeah, I think these guys are just going to be tit for tat all season until.
I hope so. That'd be really interesting to watch.
Absolutely.
Whilst we're on it, Alex S. Krieg will also make his return this weekend and make his Moto2 debut, because he's not actually made his debut yet.
Amazing.
Yes.
Let's go.
Lauren went Canet second.
Okay.
Which is pretty much just where he likes to reside these days, is second place.
Yep.
For the win, she shared your idea of Arbolino.
Okay.
And I've gone with Acosta, just to, chuck a spanner in the works there a little bit,
No, absolutely. Good. Good.
And then let's go for the big boys, the MotoGP boys.
The big boys.
Big boy, I need a big boy. I don't know. That is a TikTok song. That's a TikTok song. It's cuffing season. People know it. I'm going to shut up. Anyway, MotoGP pole position. I'm going to go for.
Oh my God.
Fuck it. Miguel Oliveira.
I wouldn't be mad. I would not be mad.
Neither would I. Who are you going for, Cameron?
Yeah, I've gone Marini again.
Marini, good shout, to be honest. He's got confidence there as well. Lauren's gone for Bagnaia.
How droll.
Yeah, wow, so predictable. Jeez.
Predictable predictions. Jeez.
Yeah. Although she has gone for a very unpredictable podium, which I do like.
Interesting. Okay.
Sprint winner, please, Cameron.
Viva Miller.
Oh, nice. Okay. You said it last time as well, didn't you?
Yes, it's going to come true one day.
Yeah, one day. You keep beating that horse and one day it'll happen. To be fair, he won in 2021. He was in for podium. He was on podium contention last time out.
Exactly. And now he's on a KTM. So,
you know what? Miller's going to win championship this year.
Yeah.
Right. Sprint race winner.
You okay?
I can't believe I'm going to say this, but Nea Bastianini.
That would be good. Again.
That would be, considering he's like injured as well. Like,
wouldn't be mad. I mean, if there's a race where an injured rider has more of a chance, it's definitely on the half distance, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, we'll see. Podium. Third place, I'm going to go for Miller. Sorry. Lauren's gone for Vinales, and you're going to go for...
I also have Miller. Thank you.
Great. Well, that's great, because Lauren has Miller for seconds.
Ooh, nice. Okay. So we're all either in for a point or nothing. Good.
Yeah, pretty much. Second place, Cameron, please.
Fabio
Quartararo, nice.
Yep.
He does like Jerez. Goes pretty well around Jerez.
He's pretty good.
So I'm not going to get mad at that. Second place, I think the VR46 boys are going to be a problem this year. So I'm going to put Bezzecchi.
Nice.
And then for the win, I'm going to put Bagnaia because I think he's going to clear off.
Yep. It's certainly possible. I've gone with my heart with this one, and I've gone Vinales.
Oh my God. I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
Especially with Miller on the podium, because that would be Miller's third podium with 3 manufacturers as well. So
juicy. Keep saying that.
Or his first podium with 3 manufacturers. Sorry. What do you say?
I keep saying juicy. Stop it. It's not
juicy.
Cool. God.
Juicy. Cameron's getting down with the kids.
I'm such a millennial. Ugh.
Okay, and for the win, Lauren, she put Quartararo for the sprint race. She's put him for the actual race win as well.
Bloody hell.
Someone tells me she's a Quartararo fan. I don't know what.
I'm getting that feeling as well, to be honest.
Yeah,
I mean, I'd love to see it. I would love to see Fabio happy again. But
yeah, because he's just down in the dumps at the moment.
He is, because the Yamaha is shit. But anyway.
Yes, you tell us everybody, I think, at this point.
Oh dear.
Yes, but I don't think we've got anything else. Literally, all our notes we've actually covered. I didn't even think we'd actually even be able to speak about Bobia or anything like that, but we actually managed to do it.
You segued very well. Excellent hosting.
Thank you. Swag weight. And we even managed to get Arbolino and Pedro Costa in there as well.
We did a little bit, didn't we? Yep.
And Polo Spargo. Yeah, we did pretty good, you know?
Yep. Oh, we didn't talk about Ray crashing, though.
Oh, yeah, Rare crashed the race. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Which is annoying for Rare because he's now like 6th in the championship standards. He is behind Axel Bassani in the standings. Axel Bassani hasn't got a podium yet. He's just finished every race. Axel Bassani should be gunning for Rinaldi's seat now at this point. Bassani is so good.
Yeah. And this is, I think, what is now happening with the fact that Kawasaki have no MotoGP team. And whereas Yamaha and Ducati have, well, basically forever. And the tech from there is trickling down into their superbikes and is then obviously, giving them a bit of an advantage in World Superbikes now as well. They got wings, they got obviously the electronics are probably more sophisticated. Whereas, your ZX10R it's just more of a
behind, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's behind now, and Ray's having to push harder than he needs to be honest.
Yeah, because Ducati went out and made a brand new engine for the bike, for their Ducati in World Superbikes, mimicking the MotoGP engine, and Marco Melandri hopped on the V4R, the Barney squad, when they had to replace whoever, and they replaced him with Melandri. And he was like, this is just a MotoGP bike at this point. But I can give you 2 interesting facts as well.
Oh, please.
So the Ducati Superleggera is pumping about 226 brake horsepower.
Yep.
And it's a 216 stock.
Yep.
And if you add the race kit, you get 226 brake horsepower on it.
Yep.
Which is ridiculous given a World Superbike is doing 250.
Yeah.
And that's with a street bike doing 216. Additionally, that same Superleggera has more downforce than a MotoGP bike with its wings. And that technology is going onto the World Superbike bike as well.
As the base package to then spend
and that
a
can
couple
then
of
be
$100
upgraded.
grand on. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
just to add to your point there.
Hard to argue with, isn't it, really? Whereas, what's the ZX10R? Maybe 20 grand if it's fully kitted out.
Yeah, 20, 30 grand, I'd say.
Yeah.
The Superleggera is 100 grand.
Yeah, well, that's it. But, that reflects the tech and the effort and the engineering that's gone into it. I mean, I'm talking like I would be able to handle a ZX10R, which I know I wouldn't.
I could barely handle 250, like.
Yeah, I'd kill myself instantly. But it's clearly not fast enough anymore.
It's also not our job.
Exactly.
These guys have been racing since they were 3 years old, you know?
That's exactly it.
Yeah, of course we can't compare ourselves to them, but it's also not our job. Like,
no,
we're not the ones going out and actually riding these bikes, you know?
And, I'll talk about politics. I'm not a politician, so.
No, we can obviously criticize them. Of course, we're not doing what they're doing and we don't know what it's like for them, but we can also look back and go, yeah, but you're still doing shit.
Yeah, it's all relative. You compare it to whoever is doing better. That's the way it works.
Exactly. Bautista's kind of kicking off a little bit, saying that why isn't everybody else on the Ducati doing really well? Which I'm like, fair point, but in the same way, they're also not like 5'6" and weigh about.
Yeah, he weighs the same as a bag of crisps.
Potatoes, you know?
So, that's it. Yeah, it's true, and that can make the difference. Obviously, I mean, Bautista
talent comes into it, of course.
Yeah, he's clearly riding, on a world class level. But we also have to remember that he did fade out of MotoGP. So, it's a combination. It's as always, it's the whole package, isn't it? It's bike and rider and team and everything.
Yeah, happy bike. Because Raya hasn't exactly gotten slow overnight.
No.
Raya, put him on that Ducati. I guarantee you Raya will be absolutely cleaning up.
Yeah, he'd be doing pretty well.
Yeah, so it's just obviously a mix of everything because, again, Bautista wasn't amazing on that Honda.
No,
exactly. But he got some podiums. He dragged some good results out of it. Put him on a bike that actually he can ride, and he's really good at it. Alex Marquez in MotoGP. Yep. Exact same thing,
Honda to Ducati. Same effort, but better results.
Yeah, exactly that. Right, I think that's all we've got time for because I think we're just rambling at this point.
Yeah, those were some words that we just came out with.
There were indeed. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed listening to this podcast, and we'll be back next week at some point when we can finally freaking record it. But yeah, we'll be back next week. I hope you enjoyed the racing this weekend, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.